Hey guys, Pete here. I had a lot of question about Arya Stark's Direwolf Nymeria in the comments on my Direwolf theory video, so today I decided to put together everything we know about Arya's wolf Nymeria and whether or not we might see them together again. The show Game of Thrones hasn't really brought the Direwolf up since we saw her and Arya part ways, but we know a lot from the book, so let's jump right into it. Oh, and don't forget to stay tuned into the end of the video to learn about the giveaway I have going on right now. We all remember that each of the Stark children were given a direwolf pup after their mother was found dead south of the wall. Ned's initial thought was to kill them since they weren't likely to survive without their mother, but Jon Snow pointed out that the number of pups matched the number of Ned and Catelyn's trueborn children, which was likely a sign that they should raise them given that House Stark's sigil is a direwolf. Ned relents, and at the end Jon finds one more pup, which was the brunt, and he keeps that one for himself. From that point on, they raise the pups who grow to go with them pretty much everywhere they go. The one exception is Shaggy Dog, who belongs to Rickon. He's kind of aggressive and bites a few people at Winterfell, and that combined with the fact that Rickon is too young to control him, sees him tied up most of the time. Other than that, the children and the direwolves spend most of their time together as companions. So when Sansa and Arya go south to King's Landing with their father and the king, they take their wolves with them. In the Riverlands, Prince Joffrey and Sansa find Arya and her friend Mycah by the Trident River. Joffrey challenges Mycah to a duel and ends up cutting him, and it causes a big problem. Joffrey won't stop, so Arya hits him with her stick. Joffrey attacks Arya with his sword, and Nymeria lunges at Joffrey to protect her and bites him. After letting him go, Arya and Nymeria flee, and from there we get this classic scene from the show.
You've got to go. They'll kill you for what you did to Joffrey. Go on. Run! Go! Leave! Now! Go!
So the direwolf paid the price of having to be separated from Arya, who we know actually saved Nymeria's life by doing this. There's no doubt that Cersei would have had Nymeria put down since she has Sansa's wolf lady killed in her place. That is the last time we see Nymeria in the show. In the books, we get to check in with Nymeria every so often through Arya's wolf dreams, where she sees through her former pet's eyes. In these dreams, she leads a pack of man-eating regular wolves around Westeros. If you haven't read the books, the idea of wolf dreams might be foreign since they are largely left out of the show. In the show, we see Bran warg into his wolf summer, but in the books, we know that all the Stark children who have point-of-view chapters enter their direwolves through dreams. A lot of important things happen in these dreams, including the Starks sensing each other through them. In fact, it's Nymeria via Arya's dream that pulls the dead body of Catelyn Stark out of the river. By now, Nymeria was tiring, and it was all she could do to pull the body back to shore. As she dragged it up the muddy bank, one of her little brothers came prowling, his tongue lolling from his mouth. She had to snarl to drive him off, or else he would have fed. Only then did she stop to shake the water from her fur. The white thing lay face down in the mud, her dead flesh wrinkled and pale, cold blood trickling from her throat. Rise, she thought, rise and eat and run with us. After that, the Brotherhood without banners comes along and the wolves leave, and then a bunch of other stuff happens, but it's really not important for this video, and I don't really want to go all the way down that road right now. But now that Arya is back in Westeros on the show, and the Starks have retaken Winterfell, it's possible we could see a reunion for a girl and her dog actually happen. There are plenty of mentions of the Super Pack, which is led by a huge female that isn't afraid of men, who just happens to be in the Riverlands where we last saw Nymeria. There's actually a reference to a sighting of Nymeria or the Pack in every single book, so I would say it's just a matter of time until we hear more about her. There will probably be a reunion, but we have to cross our fingers that we'll actually see that in the show. Though he's only probably talking about the books, George R.R. Martin actually spilled in 2014 that we haven't seen the last of Nymeria and her wild pack. He said, "You know, I don't like to give things away, but you don't hang a giant wolf pack on the wall unless you intend to use it." So giant wolf pack with Nymeria as the alpha female is confirmed, but what happens with it, and if we we even see that part in the show is purely speculation. If you're wondering where Arya got the name for Nymeria, since it is the most unique of all the direwolf names, she's named after a warrior princess. When the Valyrian Freehold conquered the Rhoyne with their dragons, Nymeria was a leader who led the surviving Rhoynar into exile from Essos. The warrior queen then brought 10,000 ships across the narrow sea to the shores of Dorne in southern Westeros. She struck an alliance with House Martell of Sunspear, taking Lord Mors Martell as her husband and burning the Rhoynar fleet. The Martell-Rhoynar alliance conquered the rest of Dorne, and Nymeria sent the 6 defeated Dornish kings to join the Night's Watch. Nymeria's life inspired the books 10,000 Ships and The Loves of Queen Nymeria, and this is how Arya would have been familiar with the story and the name. The last 2 encounters with Nymeria in the books are both from A Dance with Dragon. In Jon's first point of view chapter, he encounters Nymeria in a dream as he's in Ghost. He sees Nymeria singing under the moon and 100 little great cousins of her pack singing with her. She was in the hills, which were warmer than the wall and full of food. So her pack is, according to this dream, pretty large. Later in the same book, when Arya is training with the Faceless Man in Braavos and is blind, she slips into Nymeria in a wolf dream. During that dream, she sees the night sky in Westeros and the first snowfall in the Riverland. It's interesting in her journey to become no one that her connection with Nymeria often reminds her of home and who she actually is. And you have to remember that we know that Arya was really close with Nymeria. She had her with her all the time and was fiercely protective of her. So that's the story of where Arya's direwolf Nymeria went after we saw her being chased away. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Do you think Arya and Nymeria will be reunited in the Winds of Winter? Do you think that the main reason we don't get to see very much direwolf action in the show is because of the CGI costs? And if that's the case, do you think that this means that we will never see the 2 of them back together in the actual show Game of Thrones? Please like the video and subscribe to my channel for a chance to win a copy of The Knight of the Seven Kingdoms. I'm doing a giveaway for when I hit 18,000 subscribers. All you have to do is be a subscriber and leave a comment on the video. It only takes a second and you might win. You will also have a chance to catch all my latest Game of Thrones related videos as soon as they come out. Thanks for watching. I'll talk to you soon.